Hey guys, we're going to talk about the end of the night of the finale. So if you haven't seen the final episode, I'm about to spoil it for you. All right, you're still here. So after weeks of waiting, we finally found out the answer. What would happen to the cat? I joke, but first of all, I was heavily invested in that cat, but also I actually thought that cat was pretty damn important symbolically, right? Because at the end, John can't get rid of all those issues he has. He can't get rid of his eczema, he can't get rid of all the skin issues he has, so why not keep the cat? Yes, he's allergic, and there'll be some side effects to that, but at the same time, it's the right thing to do helping the cat. And that's pretty damn symbolic of what's going on at the end of this show here, where he talks about why he helped Nas in the first place and going back to when he saw him and just that gut instinct, I'm gonna help this guy. I really like this finale. Yes, there's no sort of big shock. There's no, that's the guy where they drag him in. We get a very likely candidate for who the real killer is here at the end. But even that is sort of left in the air. Will they get him or not? That's a question that we're probably not going to get an answer for because I don't think they're going to actually do a sequel season, and that's fine. It's a melancholy ending, and I think it really feels appropriate for this show. I mean, yes, Nas is free, but at the same time, he's a drug addict now. He is now always going to be looked at as a suspicious person because there was no definitive even answer in his trial. No one even decided whether he was guilty or not. So now he's looked at badly, his family, we see they're moving at the end. So no one gets off like, oh, this is great, like life is gonna be great now. But at the same time with John, there is that idea that he is gonna go on and sometimes fight the good fight, probably not all the time. Sometimes he's still gonna help some degenerates, but that there's still something core good in him that in the first place had him help this kid. And even with Weiss, I mean, she was more of the antagonist and she was, wanted to stick with him because he was the easier person to go after even when there was some evidence against Ray. But at the end, I thought it was such a great scene when Box gets up and walks out during closing arguments because it rattles her and yeah, it throws her off her game for a second and she has to start over again. But more you see it gets to her because the fact that Box is so sure that this is the wrong person, at the end, she wants to do the right thing too. She has to answer to her own masters. Everyone has a boss. They talk about that. This series a lot was about sort of the bureaucratic nature of the court systems and how they kind of, chew you up, spit you out. So there is no easy answer here at the end. And Chandra loses her job. I did think that whole thing with her kissing Nas was pretty silly. I'm glad it didn't get overplayed though in this finale. It's not, no one's gonna go on, they don't team up at the end, everyone's gonna go get the bad guy together, but you have this hope, the cat being very symbolic of it, of people still trying and sometimes succeeding, and maybe it's little victories here and there, maybe it's a compromised victory, but you can still achieve that along the way. So yeah, I really like this ending. I know some people probably wanted more of a definitive answer on a whodunit nature, but I don't think that's what this show really ever was, even though that is an element of it. But very compelling stuff. I think that it became a very talked about show this summer for very well-deserved reasons and such great acting. I have to commend the entire cast, John Turturro first and foremost, but everyone was excellent, especially here in the finale. So those are my thoughts on the night of and why this quieter sort of ending was very appropriate for this show. What did you think though? Were you satisfied by it? Did you want something bigger? You can read Jesse Shadeen's full review of this finale at IGN right now. And for plenty more on all things HBO, keep it here at IGN.